Mouse Scouts, Chapter 2, Welcome to the Wilderness. The next morning, Violet left her soft, warm bed and dressed in her Mouse Scout uniform. But when she put on her backpack, she nearly crumbled under the weight. "I'll never make it," Violet moaned as she slowly started walking to the park. "Hey, Violet, wait up!" Tiger Lily came trotting up beside her. Violet groaned. "This is going to be the best badge ever!" Tiger Lily gushed as she ran in a circle around Violet. Violet smiled weakly. Tiger Lily was her best friend, but sometimes her enthusiasm for all things adventurous could be annoying. "Not even Miss Poppy can ruin the fun this time," Tiger Lily said. Tiger Lily jogged ahead while Violet trudged along behind. When they reached the meeting spot at the edge of the park, the other scouts were already there. Cricket's pack was bulging at the seam. She could barely stand under the weight. "What in the world do you have in there?" Tiger Lily asked. "Cheese, mostly," Cricket declared. "This is all about survival, isn't it? I couldn't survive without cheese." "Good point," said Tiger Lily. "But cheese isn't going to protect you from wild animals." Violet gulped. "Wild animals?" Miss Poppy hadn't said anything about wild animals. Petunia tugged at one of the rubber bands hanging from Tiger Lily's pack. "I'm not sure any of this junk will protect you either." "You'd be surprised," said Tiger Lily. "You don't really think that there will be wild animals out there, do you?" Violet was getting more and more nervous. "I'm more concerned about tick-borne disease and leaf mold," Junebug said. Her voice was muffled by her neck scarf, which she had pulled up over her nose to protect herself from allergens. Junebug had a sensitive system. Tiger Lily noticed something satiny poking out of Hyacinth's backpack. "What's that?" she asked. "The Mouse Scout handbook said we had to make our own beds," said Hyacinth. "So I brought my favorite sheets from home. I hope they fit in the beds at the camp. I can only sleep on satin sheets." "Are there going to be beds?" asked Violet hopefully. Tiger Lily just laughed. "Don't you two know anything about camping? It's all going to be nature. We're going to be making our own beds out of leaves and moss." That's what the handbook meant. Hyacinth gasped at Tiger Lily. "You mean I have to sleep on the ground? On moss? What about bugs? What about dirt? I can't possibly sleep in those conditions." "Just wait until you hear about the bathroom," Petunia giggled. A sharp tweet from a Mouse Scout emergency whistle announced Miss Poppy's arrival. Only Mouse Scout leaders were allowed to use their whistles in non-emergency situations. The scouts stood at attention. "All right, Scouts, here are a few things to keep in mind before we start," said Miss Poppy. "We are entering a wilderness area. The wilderness may look beautiful, but it is full of hidden dangers. Keep track of your surroundings, stay together, and stay on the trail. Do not go off by yourself. If you find yourself separated from the group, stay where you are until help arrives. Beware of biting insects and animals and birds that prey on small animals, including mice. Do not speak to animals you do not know. Do not put anything in your mouth that you find in the woods until it has been identified by me as edible. And whatever you do, never, ever touch poison ivy." Violet shuddered. Poison ivy? She took a deep breath and raised her hand. "Miss Poppy, what is poison ivy?" "Poison ivy is a noxious weed. It runs rampant throughout the woods. Touching poison ivy can cause a terrible itchy rash that blisters. And it looks like that," Miss Poppy shouted and pointed toward the entrance of the left meadow nature trail. Violet looked, but she had no idea which plant Miss Poppy meant. They all looked the same to her. Violet shut her eyes tight and held her tail. "I wish it was already tomorrow and we were done. I don't know how I will ever survive this." Mouse Scout Handbook. It's wild out there. What could be more wonderful than spending time in the great outdoors? As beautiful as nature is, never forget that it can be dangerous too. Always be aware of your surroundings and keep an eye out for potential hazards. Being prepared can make your wilderness experience enjoyable and enriching. Wilderness dangers: poisonous plant, poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. Contact with these plants can be very bad and cause terrible rashes. All mushrooms. Many are poisonous. To be safe, do not touch, climb, or sit on them. Biting and stinging insects. Ticks, mosquitoes, wasps, and hornets. Insects can carry diseases, and their bites can be painful. Predators. Foxes, snakes, and owls are known to hunt mice. Avoid these friends at all costs. Other wild animals will be more interested in any food that you are carrying. Be sure to secure your food safely and do not store your food in your tent, especially when you are sleeping.